behind the scenes comedy. Good morning, everybody. Today, I believe, is Wednesday, April 15th. Happy tax day, everybody, 2026. I hope you got your taxes done. Anyway, without further ado, does anybody here, have you ever known somebody who hung around somewhere longer than they needed to? Like after their time, they're expired because they didn't know where to go in life. So they just like for example, there are people who hung around, visited the high school after they graduated, or kept coming around like for 2 3 years. And I was one of those people. I was kind of in limbo, and yeah, I went to college, but I used to visit to the point where my siblings used to complain because they were younger than me, and they would complain about me visiting all the time. It was embarrassing, and I also worked there over the summers so I stuck around for till like I was maybe 21, just hanging around, visiting. Where I worked in the maintenance crew, so I knew all the buildings by heart. But that paid off because I got credit. I got civil service credit time. It was a school district, but the school district was underneath, the whole state system. So later on, even though, I worked a career in, another area of the state and, something different than education, I still got credit for my time working over the summer. And yes, in my career, I used to watch people retire and they would keep coming around. They would keep coming back to the job. They would come back as a volunteer once a week or just come around, hang out or visit, places on the facility, until they figured out what the hell they were going to do with their lives, until they got a life. Basically, that's how I feel about stand-up comedy right now. I'm still hanging around. I'm hanging around because I don't have a life. It's convenient. It's like a comfortable shoe. I keep going back. There are some cool people that I like to go and talk to, but there's other people I could do without. And you know, I'm looking at some other options right now. Someone told me about a poker league. She said you don't have to know poker. It's 6 days a week. I'm looking into a pool league because you know what all these things have in common with comedy? They're all in bars. And a lot of people don't want to accept the fact that if you're an open mic, bar open mic comic, for a lot of people, it's an excuse just to go to a bar because the idea of going to a bar just to sit and drink is it gets worn out after a while. So you need a reason to go to a bar. You're either in a pool league or you're throwing darts or whatever the hell you're doing. And I think it's the comics who accept that and chill out and just hang out and have a good time and stick around to watch each other's acts and say hello to each other and joke. Those are the ones who get it. But the ones who have their heads up their ass, the ones who act like a bunch of young Tom Cruises in Hollywood, coming in with all their fancy setup and their hair all gelled out and acting like they have a stick up their ass and then taking their goddamn set and leaving right away like they're the most important thing in the world. Or, the ones who you go up and you congratulate them, you listen to their set, and they give you this fake ass, thanks. Or you even do a nice thing, like you move your tripod over for their tripod to help. And thanks, that's so nice. But it's so fucking fake because they don't even stick around and watch your set, and they'll never come up and say hello to you. But see, these are the people who give it. But anyway, I don't want to get into it. The point is, yes, playing pool, karaoke, bowling, whatever. I'm gonna force myself eventually to go out and do these things, and I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna make it funny. I'm gonna have stories to tell you people about my adventures because there's always humor in everything. And you know what? If I decide to come back to this bad bitch of comedy, and I decided to throw myself back in full throttle again, and I hope not, you guys will be the first to know because we keep you in the loop. Captain's log. Carpy out.